If you think trading requires staring at charts all day, you've already been set up to fail. What if I told you that most consistent traders I know spend only an hour a week on their trades, and they're calmer, more confident, and more profitable because of it? Today, I'm going to give you a sneak peek inside our members only routine at Freedom Income Options. Now, this might not seem exciting, but this is the exact checklist we use to help people replace their income with options without replacing their job and without another full-time screen addiction. So here's the paradox that most traders never understand. Discipline doesn't take away freedom. Discipline creates freedom. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through the weekly rhythm we use to stay consistent, avoid emotional decisions, and keep trading simple. And at the end, we're going to give you a roadmap where you get a full checklist and can start building your income the right way with just 1 hour a week. Let's get started. All right, so today's lesson is about the weekly routine and checklist, and you'll be able to download this PDF for your own personal use. I think it's really important that we are mindful of our time. You know, this is the name of our service is Freedom Income Option, right? And so we want to make sure that we're free. And one of my statements is, discipline is freedom. It's kind of like what's the word? A paradox, or it just doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, okay, you're disciplined. It doesn't sound free, but it actually creates freedom. And so one of the things we want to do, this isn't like a hard discipline or a painful discipline. This is the discipline to only spend an hour a week, right? A lot of people want to spend tons and tons of time in front of charts. And I'm telling you, that's not a good scenario. It's not a good situation, right? We're trying to do this in an hour a week. And so I've created a cadence that obviously everything I teach is not like locked in. You can do whatever you want. You can adjust it to fit you, but this is just the recommended practices. But I've found that if we do this, it works pretty good. All right. So the first thing we want to focus on is a weekly timeline. There's a little something here every day, but it all adds up to about an hour, right? So we're going to walk through the weekly rhythm, starting with the most important day, the day of preparation, right? Sunday. And, you don't have to do this on Sunday. You can do it on Saturday too. But it sets the tone. And, if you want the full weekend off, again, this is adjustable to you, but if you want the full weekend off, then just do it Monday morning and add a little bit of extra time. But I do it on Sunday, right? So it sets the tone for the week. And this is where you identify the best tickers, catalysts, opportunities. And it really ties into the last session that we taught the week before, the couple weeks ago, which was about scanner. Having a process helps you not follow hype and emotion,
6, 7, 8, 9.
and things like that. So yeah. So we just want to really focus on not trading by emotion, but by purpose. And so basically to run the scans. Now, another thing to note is that I do run scans and I put them in the spreadsheet, right? And so you guys see that every week. I show you where they're at in the spreadsheet. If you don't know, let me know. But it's under the spreadsheet, and we might improve that process because we're always trying to improve it, but right now it's in the spreadsheet. Okay. So anyways, we do the scan on Sunday. That is easy. Run your weekly scan, identify the stocks that look good with the trends, high liquidity. We're looking for premium, good premium, and then just save your list. And I say it's funny. I say, save it as approved Monday candidates, but you can save it whatever you want. You don't have to use the name that I choose, Watchlist, hot stocks, whatever. Okay. And then also just check Telegram for updates, alerts, and notes, because ultimately I'm going to do this for you guys every week, but I want you to do this, right? This is what I want you to do. And so, again, this kind of sets us apart, right? Preparation is really important. Most traders just jump in front of the charts and they just start doing stuff, right? Busy work, whatever. They think that that's making them better. Busy work isn't where this is all about it, but it's about being prepared, right? We're going to be confident, clear, focused. We know exactly what we're getting into. And that little bit of preparation makes a big difference, right? And it's part of the process. It's part of the rhythm. It's just it only takes 15 minutes, but it helps, right? And I'll just use an illustration. You can do anything in 15 minutes a day, right? You don't have like, you could be a great musician. You want to learn to play guitar? You don't have to like practice 8 hours a day, but just say, I'm going to set myself 15 minutes a day and practice that guitar. You'll get good at it. It's the repetition. And yes, you'd probably learn faster if you put more time on it. Yes. So you can do that. But it's all about keeping the focus of staying focused on consistency, right? So then next step is Monday, 15 minutes. This is the primary day for the trades. This is our Super Bowl. This is game day. You know, we're going to place our trade using the tickers that you look through. One, two, depending on whatever cash flow capital account that you have. Um, I like to we'll go into a money management session, but I like to break it down into about 5 different trades, one a week, and just keep them rotating. So this is it. So you put the tickers you are using, and then, we have the Thursday tickers on which is just the indexes, right? But then Monday we do the scans. Okay. So Monday we're going to review our list, select the strongest candidate, select one cash secured put using your criteria, and then check the telegram and enter the trade into the spreadsheet. Now, again, you don't have to use my spreadsheet. You can use one simplified. I think I've kind of gone a little crazy with all the stuff I've added on it. But I do think tracking is important so you know where you're at, right? I think it's really important to know where you're at all times. Okay, so again, same thing. Mondays are really important. It's just that consistency. You're building it in. And you can skip days too, and that's okay. I'm not saying you have to do it every day, but I'm just saying whatever you do, just try to build it into a rhythm, build it into a thing. And even Tuesday is not a big deal, right? Tuesday, you could skip a Tuesday or a Wednesday, but Tuesday is just a checkup, right? You just look at the market, making sure your position's healthy. You just manage it. And really, what I would do is like, okay, I'm really just looking for catastrophic disasters. But as I was as I was sharing with Betty, we don't really even get worried about that, right? We don't even worry about that because we're managing our position size. So even if something bad happens, we're still chill because we're not like putting all of our money in one trade. So if something doesn't work out, we just adjust it. We're like, oh man, that's bad news, a scandal or a disaster, right? Something bad happened to the company, they had a plant blow up and something really, really bad. Well, at that point, we're like, okay, I want to just take the loss and move on. But it's good to check these things. And so, yeah, that's pretty much all we're doing on Tuesday. And the same thing with Wednesdays. Wednesday's the exact same process. Very simple, straightforward. Just check it in, make it quick, review your positions, making sure stuff doesn't happen that you don't want to. Also check for updates because one of the things on these Wednesdays and Tuesdays is sometimes you might close a trade, right? And so based on our money management principles, when we close a trade, we want to be ready to add a new position, right? So if you run your scan and you pick the best possible trade on Monday, but you didn't have enough cash flow for your second favorite trade. Well, maybe one of your third trades just closed on a Wednesday, right? So this is where this touches. Oh, my trade closed. Great. Now I can trade the other trade I was looking at before, right? So again, it's only going to take a couple minutes, but you know what you want to do. You're able to keep that income rolling. One of the questions that Jane asked in the community was she's like, why do we take our profit at 50%? Well, Jane, I don't know if she's here now, but the reason is because we want to roll into another position as soon as we can. Because if we get positive news and it breaks up really fast, it hits that 50% target. Sometimes our trades have been as short as 2 days. And you can hit 50% in 2 days instead of waiting 50% for 45 days, right? And so what does that do? It increases your annual ROI. And just by doing these short little checks, it gives us the ability to roll our cash flow faster, right? And to grow our money quicker. It's just and it doesn't take a lot of time. It's just part of our system. And Wednesday, it's where inexperienced traders get emotional. They overthink things. They get crazy. We just follow a process, right? We're very different. We're very different. We follow a process. That's what we do. And that's why I did this training today is I'm just trying to just get this into your mind a little bit on the whole process side of things. Now, Thursday is the profit stacking blueprint trade. Now, I take this primarily on Thursdays. Now, I've been asked before, why do I choose Thursday? Well, there's really no reason, right? There's no honest reason why. You can do this at any time or any day. But I do it. Why? Actually, I lied. There is a reason. The reason is because of consistency, but it's not like a strategic reason, like, oh, the Thursdays are much better for the market. No, it's not that. It's strategic in the fact that I want to build a consistency, right? I want to know that at the end of the day on Thursday, I'm going to go into the market. If it doesn't fit for your schedule, you can adjust it. You can do it the next day. You can do it in the morning. You can do it whenever you can put it in the market order in the evening, put a trade order in the evening. But anyways, Thursday, we're gonna view these. I'm not gonna go into the strategy because there's a training on that, and I'll probably do another training another time. But you select your setup, you review the ETFs, and we place the trade, right? And again, the Tuesdays, Wednesday, Thursdays, these sometimes close really fast, right? These close really fast, and to get our profit rolling, we can re-enter as soon as one closes, right? Based off your cash flow strategy, your money management plan, if you have enough money management available, boom, you just take another trade. So if you check it on a Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, you notice one of these closes, you just re-enter. All right. And so, yeah, so you adjust your positions, update your spreadsheets, check Telegram for the official alert. And, honestly, you guys don't need me, right? You don't need me. One of the things I'm trying to do, like, here's a little secret. I'm trying to train you guys so that you don't need me. I'm trying to get this, I'm a trader and I'm also a businessman, but I'm trying to get my business to run without me and I want my trades to run, right? I want as much freedom as I possibly can. I want to create systems in my life and be consistent, right? And systems help me with consistency. And, 2 income trades a week are very helpful. And, if you're just starting out, you have a small account. One of the things I recommend is that you just do the Thursday trade because the Monday trade takes a little bit of more cash flow. So you just roll with that Thursday trade if you have a smaller account. And so, because you can do the Thursday trade with $100 in your account, $100 a week. Really, honestly, no matter what type of a horrible financial situation you're in, you can do the Thursday trade. Even if you only have $100, you could do the Thursday trade once a month, right? And I have seen people do it with just $100 and grow their account that way. So anyone can do this. You just have to have the mindset of doing it and begin the system, right? So when you stack income week after week, freedom It's not a dream, it's a timeline, right? That's why I have the roadmap. You guys will do a training on the roadmap soon. We have the roadmap. All right. So then Friday, again, same thing. We're going to check our positions, any profit stackers closing, any CSPs closing, any news alerts, anything that we change, we want to update into the spreadsheet. Really, most days this will be 5 minutes. Sometimes if something happens, it might take a little bit more time, right? And check the Telegram. I love to close the week out with a positive, encouraging video or something like that. But check the Telegram and check the community. Maybe you want to spend a little bit of extra time helping people in the community. I've noticed that some of you guys have been really helpful. And so, hey, thanks. Like Vern's been really helpful, and Annie was really helpful, and Tom's been really helpful. And if I'm missing somebody else, I'm sorry. Robert has been really helpful. So we've got a lot of people that have just kind of like said, hey, I want to make this a real community. And so I'm thankful for that. And if check in and, share something, you can even share a joke in there, a clean joke. You're not going to see too many jokes from me because I don't have a sense of humor. I'm all business all the time. But my wife's trying to teach me to have a sense of humor. She said we've been married 20 years and she thinks I'm getting closer. Okay. So again, Friday, same kind of stuff. We're making it happen. And then we'll end it out on Saturday. You can do the scan on Sunday. You can do it on Saturday. You can just spend a few minutes reading the news, whatever you want to do. But then we repeat the process again as we follow along. And so that's it. That's your system. It's a great strategy. It helps build preparation. It helps build consistency. It helps you be ready. It helps the whole learning process. And the system is a really great for creating structure, rhythm, and consistent income. I just want to leave it with this. We're not about like making big money. We're really not. We're about we're about building habits and just a tiny little bit of money each week. It grows, right? It's the money tree. We're just building up a system that creates money for us consistently. Right? So I hope you enjoyed that, but what I want you to understand is this. We're not trying to make big money fast. We're building habits that work, that scale. Tiny, consistent income week after week, and it adds up so fast. And that's how real freedom is built, not through guessing, not through overtrading, but through a simple system that you can actually stick to. And if this weekly routine makes sense to you, your next step isn't trading more. Your next step is having a clear roadmap. So I've put together a free Replace Your Income roadmap that shows you exactly how this system works, how to start, and how to build toward weekly consistent income with options. You can grab that video right now. Just click the link in the description or the pinned link in the comments. And I'd love to see you on the other side. If you have any questions, let me know. Also, if you want to see one of our main strategies, it's how we won 27 trades in a row. Click the video directly above. You're going to love that one just as much as this one.